And staying in Somalia, the African Union has handed back the main campus of the Somali National University to the government. The university has been under the African Union Trust. The AU refurbished and re-equipped it after it was damaged in the civil war. CGTN's Abdulaziz Billo has more.
A symbolic handover of one of the country's top learning institutions. After 10 years, African Union forces have moved out of one of their strategic operating bases. The Somali National University served as a battalion headquarters for Burundian troops.
I'm very sorry that we as AMISOM, as African Union, have transformed this excellent center of higher learning into a military barracks. Very sorry for that. But I beg you to understand that the circumstances we did that demanded that we do that. To liberate the city of Mogadishu, to liberate the University of Somalia, we needed to occupy it and oust those who were destroying it.
Formed in 1954, the state-owned institution of higher learning was granted university status in 1969 by former President Mohamed Siad Barre. It boasted of 13 faculties, 700 staff members, and 15,000 students when the government collapsed in 1991.
The revival and rebringing back to the Somali National University has an impact. Symbolizes the return of peace, security, and stability.
Several other campuses in Mogadishu were repaired and reopened in 2014, but it's going to cost thousands of dollars to renovate these buildings.
The UN wants to work with all of you, particularly our Somali colleagues, to try and put the education sector back on track, to allow this campus, the Gahir campus, to go back to its former glory, to see the next generation of Somali women as well as men leaders coming through this campus and other campuses, and to put us firmly back on the path to peace and security and prosperity.
As the country plunged into anarchy following the collapse of Somalia's central government way back in 1991, it's privately owned universities such as this one that fulfilled the country's education needs and ensuring the sector survived. Police have taken over security at the university, and the Burundian troops stationed here are being relocated to southern Somalia. Meanwhile, there are also calls for AMISOM to hand over the Somali National Stadium. Constructed by Chinese engineers in 1978, the venue has hosted several international sports events in the past. It too has been used as a military base for AMISOM. Sports officials say the troops are denying young people the opportunity to enjoy their country's sports facilities. Abdulaziz Billo, CGTN, Mogadishu, Somalia.
Well, indeed, some good news there for Somalia, but as we know, the threat of Al-Shabaab is far from gone. In fact, in some disturbing developments we've just been looking at, it's understood that Somali authorities have arrested 7 head teachers for having meetings with Al-Shabaab militants with the aim of trying to influence young students. Let's get you more on that now. We're joined from Somalia by our CGTN correspondent, Abdulaziz Billo. Abdulaziz, just to begin with, tell us more about these arrests and when these teachers may appear in court.
Well, Lindy, the teachers are yet to be tried in a court of law. What we have been able to confirm so far is that 7 school head teachers were arrested in the Middle Shabelle region in an area known as Johar. That's the regional capital of the Hirshabelle state of southern Somalia. So the head teachers are 7, and according to the intelligence forces and police there we've talked to, they're telling us that one of the things that they're doing right now is they're investigating the agreement that these teachers had with the Al-Shabaab. Apparently the 7 head teachers alongside other teachers who are also arrested in that same operation went to Al-Shabaab controlled areas where they had a meeting. In that meeting they agreed to change the school curriculum into one that actually favors the militant group ideology. So that's one thing that the government here in Somalia is totally opposed against it. So investigation is ongoing according to police sources we've talked to there in Johar. The teachers are currently in the custody of the Somali police forces at Central Station there in Johor. Now, the intelligence chief in that area says that he wants to use this particular case as a case study to many other schools and other regions of the country that the Al-Shabaab wants to impose its strict ideology. So they're saying that they're going to investigate this matter and they're going to punish the teachers for trying to heed the calls by Al-Shabaab and to change the school curriculum from that that's supported by the government into one that's seen as supporting the militant group Al-Shabaab. And it's not just school teachers, Lindy. The message from the intelligence chief was that farmers and also business community who go to Al-Shabaab controlled areas to seek justice will be punished. We've seen on occasions, Lindy, here in Somalia, when people have a dispute here regarding land, regarding businesses, regarding houses. Some of them try to go to Al-Shabaab controlled areas to seek justice, and that's one thing that the government here is opposed to. So we are looking forward to the court case where these teachers will be tried and whether it will serve as a lesson to the Al-Shabaab and to many others here in the country who want to challenge the Somali government.
And indeed, it's no surprise, of course, that Al-Shabaab would actively seek to spread its ideology. But by targeting school curriculums, does this suggest at least that the terror group is changing its tactics?
Well, Lindy, just yesterday the militant group tried to detonate a large truck bomb here in the capital, but that was intercepted by government forces 15 kilometers west of the capital, and it detonated at a different security checkpoint in an area called Sinkader. So we're seeing different trends here by the Al-Shabaab. Most recently, they're trying to use truck vehicles that are transporting commodities here to the capital, like vegetables, like fruits and charcoal. That's why they're trying to fit them with explosive devices, because these vehicles will at all given times pass security checkpoints after just a minimal checkup. But that's why they're trying to use trucks ferrying commodities that are of interest to the public so that they can be able to attack government facilities. So that was that attack happened yesterday, and in June also they attacked a similar district headquarters using a minivan that was ferrying vegetables here to the city market. So it's the authorities here are trying to deal with the emerging trends and challenges that's posed by the Al-Shabaab and their ever increasing tactic. And also the government here is saying that they've upped their game in terms of security, and they're saying the fact that the vehicle yesterday detonated outside that security checkpoint and didn't manage to come inside the capital, where it will have caused massive civilian deaths and casualties itself, is a progress in the security build-up here of Mogadishu. But also the Al-Shabaab through its assassination has created fear among many here in the capital, and other than the teachers who were forced to change the school curriculum, also the business community in the capital are facing immense challenges from the group. They're receiving threats from the group. The group is trying to extort the business community so that it can sustain its operations after the African Union forces and the government dislodged it from its strongholds like Kismayo and Barawe that had port access, where they made thousands of dollars in terms of illegal trade and export of charcoal. So authorities are saying that it's quite a big challenge for them to deal with the emerging trends of the Al-Shabaab, but they're saying that they need all the support they can and the public support so that they can be able to end all possible Al-Shabaab threats here in the country. Lindy.
Indeed, an ever-evolving battle against Al-Shabaab. Thank you so much, Abdulaziz Billo, joining us live there from Somalia.